everyone. We're back for another episode. It's Hannah Nieves of the Haus podcast. And today we're talking about how to develop and articulate a luxury client experience, even with a small team. So I just want to preface here that there has been a massive shift, which we talked about trends in the industry, but there's been a massive shift with what people are desiring in the marketplace, right? And if you're listening to this, you probably are a service provider, a consultant, a coach, an agency owner of some sort. Maybe you run a product brand and you value luxury client experience. I know we do. And it's something that we've been talking about the last few years. We did a masterclass on this in January of 2021, and we had tons of people expressing feedback that the industry needs to change when it comes to client experience. So I just want to talk about some of the things that we're noticing in the industry, but also some of the things that we have been doing as a team to really build that luxury client experience. So number one is going back to the trends. People are desiring more individualized attention and customization now more than ever. And the beautiful thing is that with technology, with AI tools, there are ways that you can automate and also elevate this part of your experience without necessarily having a massive team to help deliver on it as well, which I'm so excited to share. So one of the things that we've been doing as a team, and this is a constant conversation, guys, like we're always talking about how can we do better? How can we deliver best in class? How can we gather feedback? How can we optimize and set the standard of what client experience means online, right? For an online business. So one of the first things that we did as a team is we got together and said, okay, how do we want to track this? We started with the end goal in mind. So as a team, we decided that we were going to implement NPS and CSAT surveys, which if you're not familiar with them, NPS is Net Promoter Score. And it's really, really fantastic. When you set this up into your survey forms, you're able to capture really great content from it and data from it that will allow you to see what percentage of your customers are promoters and what percentage of your customers are detractors. Obviously, you want more promoters than you do detractors. So we set up new types of survey forms that will allow us to capture the feedback that we desire. Over the last few years, we've worked with over 500 business owners, and we have tons of testimonials and feedback that we have existing in written format, but we really lacked the data when it came to, what percentage of people would refer us, what percentage of people, preferred this value of a program versus this value. So we're starting to capture all of that data there. So we started with the end goal in mind and started to think about what type of data do we want to create from doing these types of things. Then what we did as a team is really set the standard of what the brand expectations and serving basics are. And this is something that I took from corporate America because this is something that was so valuable when it comes to white glove service. So we took a look at what does it mean for our brand to deliver a luxury client experience. And this goes into small things, right? Communication, verbal and visual communication. How do you and your team show up on Zoom calls? How do you and your team show up in person when you meet with clients? Do you wear similar attire, right? Or is there a Zoom background that you have on that your team uses when they're on client meetings? Small little details like that can really make the difference in the experience and in the process. We also went over client experience basics in terms of communication. What was a standard that we were going to set as a team when it comes to response times to clients? Our verbal etiquette when it comes to communicating with clients. What does that actually look like? One of the things that I really pride myself with, with the brands that we built is that no matter if you're spending $100 with us or you're spending $50,000 with us, we're going to deliver the same experience. We want people to feel valued no matter how much you're spending. And this is something that I think the industry has always gotten backwards, is that there's been this priority that if a customer is spending a lot more with you, that you need to have a completely different experience process. We treat everyone the same. So getting clear on service basics, getting clear on the data that we wanted, and getting clear on where the gaps are. So we had to have real raw conversations with our clients to ask them, what are different ways that we can up-level our experience? What are different ways or maybe ways that we could have made this experience better for you? even when you think you're doing things great, there's always blind spots. There's always blind spots when it comes to how you can optimize and grow. And I think for a lot of business owners, this can be a really hard conversation to have with people because, we're nervous about the negative feedback. But I look at it as, hey, if someone says, you know what, actually, this would be a great addition to the program, I didn't even think about that. And so you want to take this feedback into consideration because it will allow you to continuously up-level. Every time I've ran one of our programs, our masterminds, hosted an event, whether it's digital or virtual, I will always send a survey feedback form out. I will always send a survey feedback form out because I want to make sure that I have delivered on the promise of what was expected in the service, whether it's, a $100 masterclass or it's a $20,000 program. So I always want to make sure that I'm capturing that. And then from there, my team and I sat down and said, okay, here are all the things that we're doing incredible, right? But also here are the other ways we can optimize what we're doing here. And this could look like small little touch points, that the team has. So one of the things that our brand experience manager does is that when we work with clients, we send them a midway feedback form out. And this is specifically for one-to-one clients, but we'll ask them, what's your favorite coffee shop? Or what's your favorite book, or like small little things. They might be thinking, why are they asking me these questions? But it helps us too when we, have those small moments where they might have a milestone in their business. We can send them, a gift card to their favorite coffee shop down the street, right? So we're always trying to personalize the experience. And then the other thing we also do is that as a team, we all have eyes and visibility on our masterminds that we host. So all of our clients. And one of the expectations is for our brand experience manager is that she is constantly keeping record and note of milestones of the clients, things they might be going through. Like we've had clients that have had babies, they've gone through grief, they've gone through, miscarriage, they've gone through so many things while they've been working with us. So we keep track of these things to make sure communication, supports that, but then also to make sure that as a team that client knows that they have someone else supporting them, because it's not just about the business, right? It's also about the life. So when it comes to client experience, capturing data, NPS, CSAT surveys, really getting your customer service basics in order, and really just doing a full audit are some of the things that we have been doing as a team to really continuously up-level our process. And with that also comes with technology as well. There are so many fantastic tools you probably already use in your business that allow you to have unique touch points, right? So whether it's sending an email out when they have, an anniversary, a business anniversary, or their birthday, or maybe it's sending a milestone gift out when they reach a certain point in the container with you. These small things don't need to be, hundreds of dollars, from your expense, but taking the time out to actually intentionally do this will deliver a best-in-class service and will also, again, impact your referrals, impact your retention rate, which again also impacts your business growth at the end of the day. So when it comes to luxury client experience, it's not just how much money you're spending on the beautiful welcome gifts. It's all of the unique touch points along the way. And it's something that even as a small team, you can implement. So I hope this was helpful for you. If you have any questions at all, please check out Haus on Instagram. We have tons of trainings on there. And we also have a masterclass, the Luxury Client Experience Masterclass, which you can check out. I'd love to help support you. All right, see you in the next episode.